night, loudly windows, noisy story, a shell world.
Okay, how did we do?
It's still again. It was still moving.
Ready?
Oh wait. That what? Go. Wait. Feel night, loudly window, noisy story, shell world.
How
5 seconds and something. See?
Okay. This word is noise. Noise. Noise.
Oh, noise. I said noisy.
Yeah, you said noisy. Would you like to try one more time?
What? Yeah. Right. Okay. Feel night, loudly window, noise, a story, shell world. 5 seconds again.
That's what we needed. 5 seconds. But did you do it in 5 seconds and something or just completely 5 seconds?
5 seconds and something.
Last time. Ready?
Right. And feel night, window, noise, story, shell world. 4 seconds and something. 4 seconds and something.
Awesome. Awesome. I knew you could do it. All right. Today's lesson is lesson 21. And our words are few, night, loudly, window, noise, story, shall, world. Okay.
We were already and we were already finished with story actually.
This is true, but this is our review with the book. Okay. We're going to read each context card, choose 2 blue words and use them in sentences. In the past, we only used 1. Now we're going to put 2 words together after you've read all of them. Are you ready? Start with card number 1. Are you ready?
Right? And so there are only a few trees there. Here.
Okay, read it once more.
There are only a few trees here.
Very good. Number 2.
And the buds open in the day and close at night.
The buds open in the day and close at night. Do you see this? Do you see this bud, this flower bud?
Yeah.
So looking at this bud, could you tell me if it's day or night?
Day.
Is it day or night?
Day, because it's opening.
It's opening, or is it closing?
Opening.
Okay, so you think it's day? Okay, if it's beginning to open, but right now it looks like it's closed. All right, number 3.
Beginning to open.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe
It's beginning to be daylight. Okay, number 3. Number 3.
Number 3 is we.
Is it we? Is it we or the? The
birds sang loudly in the trees.
The bird sang loudly in the tree. Number 4.
Number 4 is the big tree is very close to the window.
The big tree is very close to the window. Nicely done. Number 5.
Number 5 is I heard a noise in the garden.
Nice. I heard a noise in the garden. What is that?
That is a cat.
That is the cat.
What is that? That is a cat.
Number 6.
Number 6. Number 6. Story. Okay. He tells a story about planting trees.
Story. He tells a story about planting trees. Number 7. Number 7.
Read.
Shall.
We shall pick apples today.
We shall pick apples today.
We shall pick apples today.
Number 8.
Number 8. Can you go a little bit down and closer?
Mhm. Do you have your book?
Yeah, I was looking at my book.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Mhm.
Number 8. My garden.
My garden.
Place in
My
the
garden.
My garden.
My garden.
It's the best place in the world.
Very good. Now we're supposed to take.
No, it's night. It's night. It's night. It's
Yeah.
night.
Now
It's
we're
night.
supposed to take 2 words and make a sentence. Choose 2 of those words and tell me which 2 will you use to make a sentence. Which 2 words will you choose to make a sentence?
Few and loud.
Okay. Few and loudly. Ready? You may start.
There are a few birds that are singing very loudly.
Nicely done. Okay. 2 more.
Window and story.
Window and story. Okay, good.
I'm telling a story next to the window to my mother.
Good. I'm telling my mother a story as I sit next to the window. I'm telling my mother a story as I sit next to the window.
Yeah.
The next 2?
Next to noise and night.
Noise and night.
Noise and
Okay.
night. I heard a noise when I was sleeping. It was in the middle of the night, and I looked out of my window.
I heard a noise in the middle of the night and I looked out of my window. Nicely done.
I took 3 words.
What window? Oh, that's right. You use window. Good for you.
Window in the middle of the night, window, night, and noise.
And the
3.
last 2?
I don't know sentence with those 2.
Okay, well, let's try and write let's write down a sentence. Okay, put your name on your paper.
Yeah. Okay. I just need my pencil.
And today's date is January 11, 2021.
What? Yeah. Okay. Oh no. I actually have already my name on the
Okay,
here. So I
Okay.
don't need names on my paper.
okay,
Because I'm putting them in my folder.
okay.
And folder has the name on the front. So the 2020.
Write the word shall, S-H-A-L-L on your paper. Write the
Wait. I need to first write the date.
Okay.
Okay.
Now write this sentence just as it is in the book. Number 7, we shall pick apples today.
We shall pick apples today. We shall pick. Wait, I need my book to see. I need to see the text. Here. We shall pick. We shall pick apples. We shall pick apples today.
Mhm. And number 8.
Wait. Okay. Number 8 is world. My
World.
garden is the best place in the world.
Very good. My garden is the best place in the world.
Should I write it like this under that one?
Yes, write it underneath that one. Mhm.
Okay. Should I write should I do a yellow line under the word shell and under the word world?
You do not need to do that. You do not need to do that.
But can I do it?
Sure, of course you can.
Now, my garden. my God. Garden. Garden. Garden is
My garden is the best in the world.
best place in the world.
My
You
garden
forgot
is the
this.
best place in the world. Thank you.
The world.
Should we continue?
Right? Yes, we should continue.
Could you read 7 and 8 for me?
We shall pick apples today. We and my garden is the best place in the world.
Very nice. Very nice. Now let's go on to our next page. Read and comprehend. What does the word comprehend mean? What does the word comprehend mean?
Comprehend means that I forgot. Comprehend means meaning. Read like that.
What
I
does it
don't
mean?
know. I don't know what it means.
Okay, look what I've just written in the book. It means to understand.
Understand.
The word comprehend means to understand. When we read in our book and we read it again, it is because we didn't understand something before. So we read again so that we can learn and understand. So the story structure, the parts of a story work together. Characters are the people and the animals. The setting is when and where a story takes place. Events make up the plot. The plot is often about a problem and how characters solve the problem. A story map can help you tell about the different parts. So we have the characters. We also have the setting.
I know.
Okay, what do you know?
When this is all together, these all three together, then it makes a story out of it.
That's exactly correct. When all three pieces are together, it makes a story. Now, let's look at the second part where it says analyze and evaluate. What does analyze mean?
To understand.
To understand and to think about it.
to think about what you do.
Mhm. And evaluate.
Evaluate means like
They're both the same.
mm,
Analyze and evaluate
both-
is the same. To think about the situation. Okay.
yeah.
So it says, analyze, tell how you think and feel about the story. Use text evidence to tell why. All right. Could you read that for me? Analyze and evaluate.
Wait. Analyze and evaluate. Tell how you think and feel about the story. Use text evidence to tell why.
Very good. Now we're going to preview the topic, and the topic is going to be about gardens. What is this topic about?
Gardens?
And have you ever seen a garden before?
Yes, I have a garden.
Uh-huh. Do you remember
And
a
my
story? Do you
has a
remember a
garden.
story that we read, and there was a garden, and the grandpa was in the garden, and then he took his nephew to the library?
No, that was a big field. The big field with tomatoes.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember with a frog and a frog and toad? The toad said, "What a lovely garden! What a lovely garden you have."
Yes, yes. And I think that story is coming up very, very soon. Could you
Yeah.
read for me to make a garden grow?
To make a garden grow, you start with seeds. You plant them in the soil. Then you take care of them. You make sure that they have enough water and sunlight. Soon the seeds will start to grow. Tiny plants will pop up in the soil. The tiny plants are the buds. The little buds are coming up out of the soil. So they will get bigger. Soon you will have big plants with flowers or vegetables. Next, you will read a story about what happens then. A character named Toad plants some seeds in the garden.
Okay. To make a garden grow, you start with seeds. You plant them in the soil. Then you take care of them. You make sure they have enough water and sunlight. Soon the seeds will start to grow. Tiny plants will pop up in the soil. They will get bigger. Soon you will have big plants with flowers or vegetables. Next, you will read a story about what happens when a character named Toad plants some seeds in the garden. Let's find out what happens when Toad plants his seeds.
But I wanted to do that square with the plant and character and setting.
Okay, this word is plot. This word is plot.
Yeah. What does
Okay,
plot
so
mean?
who are the characters? Who are the characters?
Toad and frog. Wait.
So the characters are Toad and Frog.
Yeah.
Okay, let me
Who
put
else?
so we can know that it is
Priscilla and Grimm.
No, we're not in the story. We're just reading it. Where is the setting? Where is the setting?
The setting is
In the garden.
in the garden.
In the garden. The setting is in the garden. And what is the plot? We may
The
need
plot
we may
is
need to read it first. Do you think we need to read it first?
I don't know what the plot is.
Remember, it tells you here. Read this for me. Read this for me. What does it say?
Events make up the not.
Events make up the plot. Events
Event.
make up the plot. What does the word
So-
plot? What does the word plot mean?
Events.
The things that take place.
And so what should I
So-
write?
Events are the things that take place.
So what should I write? Only events?
No, you shouldn't write anything. I want you to tell me what is an event. Give me an example of an event. Remember when you and your brothers were playing in the barn? Remember when you and your brothers were playing in the barn?
It's like if
Who-
you are
Who were the-
if
who-
you are playing in the barn and then you jump on the playing in the barn and jump on the haystack and like that.
So what was the event?
Jump playing in the barn.
That's right. You were jumping and playing. Those were the events. Now we'll need to read the story to find out the events. Are you ready? And when we know what the
Yes.
events are, we know what the plot is because the and the
First I
event
need to
is the same thing.
character. How do you write characters?
It's right here.
Characters. Character. Toad. Frog. And the setting is the garden, right? Setting is the garden. Why do you say that the setting is a garden?
That is the setting. Where are Toad and Frog having their conversation?
At the garden.
In the garden. Now we
Yeah.
need to read the story so we will understand the characters, the setting, and the plot. Are you ready?
But I already wrote the setting. The garden. The garden.
Oh, that's fine. That's correct. The setting is the garden. The setting is in the garden. That is correct.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I can put characters are here and the setting is here. Now we have to read to get to the plot. Are you ready?
What?
Are you
Okay,
ready?
I'm ready. So hold on. Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Now, before we read the story, let's learn something about Arnold Lobel.
Okay.
Arnold Lobel started
Arnold Burnell. Arnold LaBelle. Huh? Arnold LaBelle. Arnold LaBelle started drawing when he was a child. When he grew up, he wrote and illustrated almost 100 books for children. His books won many awards. Frog and Toad have even been in a Broadway musical.
Perfect. Meet the author and illustrator, Arnold LaBelle. Arnold LaBelle started drawing when he was a child. When he grew up, he wrote and illustrated almost 100 books for children. His books won many awards. Frog and Toad have been even in a Broadway musical. Do you know what a musical is?
No.
Do you know what a play is?
No.
What about a movie?
A movie, I know.
Okay, so a Broadway musical is something that people do on a stage. They're not on film, they're on stage. Like at school, sometimes you go on stage and you do some skits. I think I remember when you were doing something about Native Americans and there were Indians and you had a feathered hat. Do you remember that?
I do remember. Wait, do you remember this here?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember this here?
Yes, I do.
That one is cool, right?
That's true.
And I have even my name on the back.
Yes, your name is on it as well.
And I
All
drank it out of it.
right.
See?
All right, put it back and let's go to the garden. Let's read the story, The Garden.
Garden. The garden.
Mhm.
From Frog and Toad Together by Arnold LaBelle. LaBelle.
Can you read the essential question?
The central question is
What grows in a garden? Down at the bottom. What grows in a garden?
The flowers?
That's right. Flowers grow in a garden. Can you tell me what grows in a garden in a complete sentence?
Flowers and vegetables grow in the garden.
Very good. Can you describe the picture?
The picture is like frog, toad, a house, a window, a chimney, some white flowers. Then also some other flowers.
You see a lot in this. Do you see Toad and Frog?
Yes, I see a hat. I see a jacket, a pants, a t-shirt.
Yeah, you see quite a lot. All right, so this is Toad and this is Frog. Let's find out more about the garden.
So first we need to read. Yeah, we need to read, and then we need to think about we need to find the plot.
Okay, I think we'll find the plot as we read. Ready?
I know already the plot.
You do?
Yeah, planting.
So this is our review. This is our review. Frog was in his garden.
Frog was in his garden. Frog was in his garden. Toad came walking by. What a fine garden you have, Frog, he said. Yes, said Frog, it is very nice, but it was hard work. I wish I had a garden, said Toad. Here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the garden, in the ground, said Frog, and soon you will have a garden. How soon? Asked Toad. Quite soon, said Frog. Toad ran home. He planted the flower seeds. Now seeds, said Toad, start growing. Toad walked up and down a few times. The seeds did not start to grow.
Okay. Frog was in his garden. Toad came walking by. What a fine garden you have, Frog said. Frog, he said. Yes, said Frog. It is very nice, but it was hard work. I wish I had a garden, said Toad. Here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the ground, said Frog, and soon you will have a garden. How soon? Asked Toad. Quite soon, said Frog. Toad ran home. He planted the flower seeds. Now seeds, said Toad, start growing. Toad walked up and down a few times. The seeds did not start to grow. What did Toad rush home to do?
Plant the seeds in the garden.
That's right. He rushed home to plant the seeds in the garden. Where did he get those seeds?
From Frog, his friend.
Is Frog and Toad friends?
Yes.
How do you think Toad and Frog feel about each other?
Good, fine, happy.
They feel the same way that you do about your brothers and your mom and dad. They really like them. They love each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's read. Toad put his head close to the ground.
Wait, the next page. Okay. Toad put his head close to the ground and said loudly, now seeds start growing. Toad looked at the ground again. The seeds did not start to grow. Toad put his head very close to the ground and shouted, now seeds start growing. Frog came running up the path. What is all this noise? He asked. My seeds will not grow, said Toad. You are shouting too much, said Frog. These poor seeds are afraid to grow. My seeds are afraid to grow? Huh? Asked Toad.
Toad put his head close to the ground and said loudly, now seeds start growing. Toad looked at the ground again. The seeds did not start to grow. Toad put his head very close to the ground and shouted, now seeds start growing. Frog came running up the path. What is all this noise? He asked. My seeds will not grow, said Toad. You're shouting too much, said Frog. These poor seeds are afraid to grow. My seeds are afraid to grow? Asked Todd. All right, now we see the word analyze the text. Remember, when we have the word analyze, it means to think about and evaluate. Think about and evaluate. What words are repeated on these pages, and why do you think that they are repeated? What are some of the words that are repeated?
Growing. Now seeds start growing. Those seeds, those words.
Tell me what page you're looking at so I can underline the words. Which words are repeated?
Now seeds start growing on page 19. Now seeds start growing on page 18, and now seeds start growing. And now seeds start growing on page 17.
Okay. Why do you think that they are repeating these phrases?
Because he's telling them to be and to should grow, that he has a garden and that he has flowers and a garden, a beautiful garden.
And what does he want these flowers to do?
Grow.
Does he want them to grow slowly?
No, quickly.
He wants his flowers to grow quickly. All right, so now we're finding out what some of the plot is. Are we finding out what some of the plot is? We know that he got some seeds. We know that
I know what the plot is. That the seeds are not growing.
That's right. The seeds are not growing. The seeds are not growing. Now, let's look at our next page.
So the plot is the seeds are not growing?
No, I'm not saying that. We're going to think about it. It's going to be several things. Let's read.
I know what it is.
Let's read this page. Of course, said Frog.
Wait. I need to turn the page. Okay. Of course, said Frog. Leave them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them. Let the rain fall on them. Soon your seeds will start to grow.
Of course, said Frog. Leave them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them. Let the rain fall on them. Soon your seeds will start to grow. All right. Now, do you think Toad feels a little better about his seeds?
No.
He was able to talk to Frog about his seeds not growing, and Frog gave him some advice. What advice did Frog give to Toad?
You should let the sun shine on it, rain on it. That the sun should shine on it, and that the rain should fall on it.
And what will happen if he lets the sun shine on them and he let the rain fall on them? What will happen to his
start growing?
His seeds will start to grow. Do you think that knowing if he let the rain fall on his seeds and if he let the sun shine on his seeds, do you think knowing this will make him feel better?
No.
What do you think will make Toad feel better about his seeds?
That they're starting to grow.
And what did Frog tell him he would need to do in order for them to grow?
Let the sun shine on let the sun shine on the seeds and the rain fall on the seeds.
Do you think that this will help his seeds to grow?
Oh, yeah, but I need to get my pencil. My pencil it just fell down on the floor. I need to find it because there's so much dirt.
All right, go ahead and get your pencil from the floor. All right.
It was on
So-
the floor rolling around and then on the stairs and then I took it.
Okay, so we know that if we let the sun shine on them and the rain falls on them, the seeds will grow.
Yeah.
So we've got to get some more information so we can have the plot. But right now we know the characters and we know the setting. Okay?
I know already the plot. It
We don't
is
know the
that
entire plot. I don't think we know the entire plot. We know part of the plot, but to get to the end of the story, we'll know the full plot. We'll know all of the plots.